I got a grade 9 in GCSE. I was thinking this is just going to be calm. It's not going to be that bad. It was bad. It was so bad. So in my first assessed homework in organic chemistry, I got like 13 out of 58. And I'm still shocked to this day that I got an A star. Hey guys, it's Shodan. Today I'm going to be telling you how I went from a D to an A star in A-level chemistry. You guys have to know that chemistry, especially A-level chemistry, has not been all sunshine and rainbows for me. I got a grade 9 in GCSE. I was thinking this is just going to be calm. It's just going to be a bit harder. It's not going to be that bad. It was bad. It was so bad. Like, I was not expecting it. I could barely get my head around most of the concepts, even the earliest concepts in organic chemistry, like the easier stuff. I just felt like I wasn't understanding things at all, and I was so shocked. Even in year 13, I still struggled to understand concepts. It was really a journey, and I'm still shocked to this day that I got an A star. So in my first assessed homework in organic chemistry, I got like 13 out of 58. The percentage that came out was so bad. To go from getting a 9 in my GCSE to be getting something like this, I was like, wow, this chemistry is not for me. But obviously I knew for this degree that I want to do, I have to do chemistry. There's no doubt about it. So I had to find a way around it, and that way was to go to my teacher after school. Like, maybe not the same day, but I went like the next day. I stayed with that teacher. I went through every single question that I don't understand, because at the end of the day, it's your A-level. If you need help in chemistry, you need to go to the teacher, or you need to get a tutor. There's no way around it. Chemistry is one of those subjects that you need a teacher for, or you need someone to help you, because otherwise it's just going to be so hard to apply the knowledge to exam questions if you don't even understand it in the first place. So that brings me to my first tip, and that is to go to your teacher. Like, in the lesson, if you don't understand something, ask the question there and then. And if you don't want to, then be sure to note down that question and tell them after school or before school or whenever you can get them when they're free, because it's so important that you understand things as you go along the course. If you leave things to build up and you know that you don't understand it, you're just going to be so stressed before mocks or even the real exam. So be sure to ask your teacher for help. If they're not really good at helping you, or you still don't have that confidence, you should go to YouTube. YouTube is your best resource. I'll put some channels that I really enjoyed here, and you can check them out. If you don't have any preference, then just search the topic that you're going over, and be sure to put your exam board as well, so it's specific to you. So my second point is specification. If you watched any of my videos, you know that I was going to say that the specification is your best friend when it comes to getting a good grade in chemistry, especially. Whenever you revise, whenever you take notes, be sure to open it up and check it out, because there's certain things in the textbook, in the lessons, that you do not need. Like, your teachers will be going on and on about a concept that you will never be examined on. It's so important to make sure that you know which part is examinable and which part is not, so you can make the most effective notes and flashcards that you can, and you cut out all of the stuff that you don't need, because A-level chemistry is hard on its own. If you add like university concepts that you're not supposed to know, or just extra learning, extra reading, it's going to be so stressful for you when it comes to revising for mocks. So you just need to know that distinction. But then again, some teachers might tell you something that is not necessary to learn, but it might help you to understand something else. So if that's the case, then I guess you can learn it. You don't necessarily need to memorize it and put in your exam questions, because you probably won't get the mark. So that brings me on to my next point, which is exam questions. You need to do them. There's no other way around it, especially with A-level chemistry. The more practice you do, the better you get. So my favourite resource for exam questions is physics&mathstutor. Don't be scared by the name, it does chemistry as well, and it's amazing. It compiles exam questions of certain topics into separate sections, so that you can focus on the topic that you like least, and that's what you're supposed to do when it comes to revising. You should always focus on your weaknesses and not your best strengths, because it will just mean that when you go to the exam, when you come across this topic again, you'll probably be more likely to get the marks than if you didn't go over it. Also, do the questions at the end of each topic in the textbook. They're really good and tend to have even harder questions than physics&mathstutor sometimes. So be sure to look at all different resources and mark them and do them, because they're very important for getting an A star in chemistry. And if you don't understand something, then of course take it to your teacher. There was many times after school where I brought like a booklet of exam questions or homework to my teacher. I went through all of the questions that I didn't understand. So if you don't understand something, be sure to star it or fold the paper, so that you know when you give it to your teacher that you want to go over it. And also, I know there's a lot of content in A-level chemistry, especially compared to GCSE. So if you're finding it really hard to memorize that, or you don't know how you're going to do it, I really recommend watching my Skillshare class. I actually worked so hard on this and it took me quite a while, but I basically went through how I use Quizlet to get an A star in all of my subjects. So if you want to check this out, then it'll be in the description box down below. I really recommend that you check it out. And if you want a free trial for Skillshare, you can definitely use the link in my description as well. And if you don't enjoy Skillshare at the end of the free trial, or even before the end, you can cancel it and you won't be charged. So be sure to check it out if you can. So another thing that you should do is organize your time, especially organize it towards your weaknesses. What I like to do a lot in year 12 is to focus on the topics I like the most. That would mean less brain power, less struggling and all of that, and that's not the thing that you should be doing. You should really focus on the things that you don't understand. As painful as it is, you need to do it. So what I would do is recommend using a retrospective timetable, and you've probably heard this before in one of my videos, but it's basically when you put the topics of the subjects on one side and then you put dates that you will go over those topics, and you always have to make sure that when you go over them it's active, so it's exam questions or it's flashcards. And then if it went good, you can make it green and then go over it in a week or even a month. And if it went okay, you can make it orange and go over it in a few days. And if it was really bad, then you should go over it the next day. And as everything turns into green, you can increase the intervals between them. And this will mean that you cover everything before the mocks or before your exam. And it will also mean that you cover it a few times so that you know your weaknesses and you know where you make mistakes the most in these topics. I can't recommend this enough, compared to using like a conventional timetable where you just have like chemistry, biology, maths, and it's not really targeted towards your weaknesses. This means that you will spend less time revising and you can also just focus on what you need the most. And that's pretty much everything I did to get an A star in A-level chemistry. And if you have any questions, be sure to put them in the comments down below. I'll try to reply as soon as possible. Make sure to check out my Skillshare class. I worked so hard on it and it has all of the information you need to get an A star in any subject by using Quizlet as your main resource. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a big thumbs up, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!